This is Healing Out Loud, a space where we can talk about the real, messy, beautiful parts of healing and remind each other that we're not alone. Hi, friends. I'm so excited to be here. Before I get into this, I do want to mention something first. It might take me a little while to get my words out because I'm thinking about the words I want to use. And that's actually what today's episode is about. Yesterday, I had one of those moments that just felt perfect. I did this Red Rock experience. An hour massage followed by an hour picnic, which is beautiful. It's in the most beautiful setting. It was gorgeous, grounded, one of those moments where you just feel completely present and genuinely grateful. I was doing the picnic portion of it. My mom and I run Sedona Picnics, and my mom is the owner of the Spa of Sedona, which is a beautiful spa located in West Sedona. So, as they were exiting the area, I looked at them and I meant to say, "Thank you." That's what literally went through my head. But instead, I said, "I love you." The second it came out, I knew exactly what had happened. That is aphasia. Today, I want to talk about what aphasia actually is, because a lot of people hear that word and just think it means trouble talking, but it's a lot more specific than that. Aphasia is a language disorder that happens when parts of your brain responsible for language are damaged, mostly common from a stroke, like mine. Language lives in a network in your brain, but there are two key areas that play a big role. One is called the Broca's area. That's the part that helps you produce speech, forming words, building sentences, and getting them out. The others is called Wernicke's area. That area helps you understand language and choose the right words. And for most people, both of these areas are on the left side of the brain. So, when a stroke affects the left side, it can interrupt an entire system. That's where aphasia comes in. And that's exactly what happened in my brain. I want to be really clear about something. Aphasia does not mean you've lost your intelligence. It doesn't mean you don't know what to say. And for me, I knew exactly what I meant in that moment. The word thank you was there. It just didn't come out. What happened instead is something called word substitution. My brain went searching for one phrase and grabbed another. And not just any phrase. I grabbed one that was emotionally similar. I love you. And that's why aphasia can feel so strange. Because it's not just completely random. It's like your brain is reaching in the right direction, just not landing exactly where you intended. For me, this still happens because of the damage from my stroke. Even though I've come so far in my recovery, there are moments where the connection between my thoughts and my words isn't perfect. Sometimes it's slower, sometimes it gets crossed, and sometimes the wrong thing comes out. And I think that people don't always see the moment after it happens. The split second of, did that sound right? Did I explain that well enough? Do I just keep going? Because aphasia isn't just about language. It's about confidence. It's about patience. It's about learning how to exist in conversations where you're not always in full control of your words. It can be frustrating. It can be exhausting. And yeah, sometimes it can be embarrassing. And sometimes, like yesterday, it's also kind of human. Because even though it wasn't the right phrase, it still came from a real place. I felt gratitude. I felt appreciation. I felt connection. My brain just chose a different way to express it. And that's something I've really learned through all of this. Even when the words come out wrong, the meaning's still there. And I think back to when I first got out of the hospital, when I first got out of inpatient rehab, and I started going to speech therapy 4 times a week. 4 times a week. And I would talk to my speech therapist and have no idea what I was saying. My words were all jumbled up, they were all over the place. I remember he would make me say 5 animals, and I was lucky if I could come up with a dog, which I have a dog, but my brain could think of them, it could see them, but my mouth couldn't come up with the words. So I went to therapy 4 times a week for over 2 years. And now I can speak, I can have a fluid conversation. It feels so good to be able to express myself. But yesterday, I was tired. It was the end of the day. It got the best of me. And that is okay. If you're listening to this and you've never experienced aphasia, here's what I want you to know. If someone takes a little longer to speak, give them time. If they pause, it doesn't mean they don't know. If they say something that sounds off, don't make it a big deal, because we know. We almost always know. And if you're someone who does live with aphasia, you're not alone in these moments. Those mix-ups, the pauses, that's not what I meant to say, all of it. It's part of it. So, yeah. Yesterday, I didn't say thank you. I said, I love you. And honestly, that was not planned. But it wasn't the worst thing my brain could have chosen either. And that's what aphasia feels like. Thanks, guys.